Hello, good morning. I'd like to call the meeting to order, wow, for the Oxnard City Council Public Works and Transportation Committee. Roll call, please.
Member Flynn.
Present.
Member McDonald.
Here.
Chair Perlow.
Here.
Chair,
The
we have a quorum, and the agenda for this meeting was posted in the City Hall kiosk on Tuesday, February 4th.
Okay, we have a flag salute. Mr. Nguyen, can you lead the flag salute? And I'd like to take a moment of silence. Right now, there's a real problem in Africa with locusts, something that we're fortunate we're not dealing with here, and they're talking about how impactful this will be for millions of people.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I do not see any public speaker cards, but do we have any? No?
Mr. Chair, we don't, but I'd like to take a moment and ask our Assistant Public Works Director to come up and give you an update. At the last committee meeting, there was a question asked, and we didn't have the precise answer, and we have it today.
Okay.
So just give them 30 seconds. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, committee. My name is Tian. I'm the Assistant Public Works Director. As you recall, the last meeting, I believe the mayor asked the question is, what is the recycled water consumption for the last few years? I didn't have the numbers in front of me, but I do today, so let me read it out to you. For fiscal year 17 and 18, total recycled water sales is 3,278 acre feet. So what does that mean? So if you would be more comfortable in the units in gallons, that equates to about 1 billion gallons. So fiscal year 2018-2019, total recycled water sales is 2,245 acre feet. That's about 731 million gallons. Currently, fiscal year 2019-2020, which 5 more months to go, our total recycled water sales is 773 acre feet, which is about 251 million gallons.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the very detailed information. The item C1, the City Clerk's Department, approval of the minutes. Have we had an opportunity to read the minutes, and what is the recommendation of?
Move the recommended action.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Motion approved. The first item, D1, reports. Public Works Department. The subject, award professional services agreement A-8859 with Water Systems Consulting Incorporated for water regulatory compliance and technical assistance services. And staff will read the recommendation, please. Thank you.
Good morning, committee chair and members. My name is Megan Schneider, Water Conservation Outreach Coordinator within the Water Division. The Public Works and Transportation Committee recommend that the City Council approve and authorize the City Manager to execute professional services agreement A-8859 with Water Systems Consulting, Inc. for a 4-year term in an amount not to exceed $175,000 for water regulatory compliance and technical assistance services. So California's water regulatory environment is greatly evolving. So the state of California experienced one of its worst droughts on record from 2012 to 2016. The biggest lesson learned by the state is that droughts and water shortages are inevitable and will continue to occur, and that water suppliers need to be better prepared and have plans in place to address these issues. The state also received a lot of backlash for this blanket approach it used to address these water shortages, and moving forward, there will be a big shift to focus efforts locally. So in May 2018, Senate Bill 606 and Assembly Bill 1668 became law, collectively titled Making Water Conservation a California Way of Life. These bills create a framework for long-term water conservation management to better prepare California for climate change as well as the more persistent droughts. The bills also amend and expand on existing laws, and it also provides the State Water Board enforcement authority to issue orders and fines for noncompliance. The State Water Board and State Department of Water Resources is finalizing these new and expanded requirements. So I'm going to discuss some of the major tasks the City of Oxnard will have to complete under this new legislation, and I have them in this presentation in order by due date. So first we have our water shortage contingency plan. This is a new state mandate, and this is due July 1st, 2021. So what is a water shortage contingency plan? This is a framework and action plan for emergency and other shortage conditions. So the report will describe how a water supplier will respond to the various stages of a drought, and the plan will also establish 6 escalating stages and provide the corresponding actions to take place. This plan will be due, an updated version of this plan will be due every 5 years, along with our urban water management plan. So the 2020 Urban Water Management Plan, this is due July 1st, 2021. This is not a new mandate. We are familiar with the Urban Water Management Plan. Like I said, we currently submit an updated version every 5 years. However, moving forward, there are new reporting requirements. Some of these include meeting future water needs, as well as looking at normal dry and multiple dry years and how we would address those issues. Then we have a water shortage assessment annual report. This is a new state mandate, and this is due June 1st, 2022. This is just a yearly report to the state on any anticipated shortages, what shortage we're in, and what actions we are taking. And this, like I said, is due yearly. Then we have a water use objective annual report. This is a new state mandate, and this is first due November 1st, 2023. So every urban water supplier will calculate an urban water use objective. The state is still in the process of finalizing the formula, but overall it will include the sum of the aggregate residential indoor use, residential outdoor use, CII outdoor use, so this is commercial, industrial, and institutional outdoor use, the aggregate water loss, variances, and bonus incentives. So then starting November 1st, 2023, every urban water supplier is required to submit their calculated urban water use objective, their actual water use for the prior year, and what steps they are taking to meet this water use objective. And then we have an urban water management plan supplement. This is a new state mandate, and this is due January 1st, 2024. So this is just an update to the urban water management plan on the action plan for how a water supplier is working to meet its urban water use objective. And suppliers will have to meet this objective by 2027. So in order for the city to meet and adapt to these evolving regulations, the Water Division anticipates needing technical assistance and professional expertise. So an RFP was released on September 4th and closed with a total of 4 submissions. After following an evaluation from city staff, which included the Water Resources Manager, the Water Conservation Outreach Coordinator, and a Management Analyst, Water Systems Consulting, Inc. Was chosen as the most qualified as well as the lowest bid. And due to the state guidelines and when these tasks are due, the agreement period is set for 4 years. I would also like to emphasize that this will be a working relationship between city staff and Water Systems Consulting, Inc. We're not looking just to comply with the state and submit these reports on time, but we're really looking to better position the city to meet best practices and water efficiency standards moving forward. The Water Division staff has already begun working with our GIS team to map out irrigated and irrigable landscapes throughout the city. And we have also been working with the city utility billing department and looking at water losses in our system by looking at water produced versus water supplied. And these are just a few examples of the steps we have already taken towards meeting these new regulations. So in review of the financial impacts, funding is available in fiscal year 1920 within the Water Operating Fund 601 for $18,960. In subsequent fiscal years, remaining funds will be requested in the respective budgets. I would like to thank you for your time today and answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Schneider, I believe. Okay.
Yes.
I don't see any public speaker cards. No. So, council.
Just an observation. I appreciate the report. I think we're doing the right thing. I just always get a little nervous when the state imposes regulations on a statewide basis because we're a lot different than the Imperial Valley or Northern California. And I'm afraid they're going to approach this with a broad brush stroke, which they tend to do, and make it really unworkable for everybody as opposed to getting a solution. But I guess we'll see where this takes us. So
Yeah, and I do agree, and I think, you know, in the past they did do this broad blanket approach, and that's why a lot of things in this new legislation does look at local issues locally.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. In your position, are you also responsible for overseeing the city's specific elements of the city's conservation efforts?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
What I mean by that,
Yeah,
I'm just going to give you an
Yes.
example.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to give you an example. So, you know, the city has landscape maintenance districts, has a lot of areas that are irrigated, and then from time to time, we get calls from constituents saying, look, I thought we were supposed to be conserving water. We see these things running into the
Correct.
alley and things like that. How often is that coming to your attention, and or are we looking at that more specifically?
Yeah, we are looking at that more specifically. We have a big effort on community outreach. So we go to community outreach events. We go to farmers markets with a booth. We do get 311 reports on water waste. And our approach right now is the city of Oxnard is still in a stage 2 water conservation. And we're just working with best management practices, so watering twice a week, and just informing residents on what's going on. With this new legislation, some of this stuff might change, but we are just trying to inform our residents of the state of Oxnard's water supplies.
And the last question is, from time to time, various water districts and others will offer rebates for people to do something, like, for example, take their lawn out and put, local species and drought-tolerant plants and things of that nature. Are there those things going on either now or, because I haven't heard of a program in a long time?
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of outreach. We provide our water customers with free landscape classes. So actually next weekend we have a hands-on drip irrigation class. The following weekend we have a California-friendly landscaping class to teach residents about which plants are good for this kind of climate and how to save water in their landscape. Then also, because we are a member agency through Metropolitan, our customers are able to apply for rebates for toilets, washer machines, and we've been making a big push to put this out into the community. So we've been doing utility bill stuffers. We updated our website, so oxnardwater.org, and you'll be able to see all the rebates available. You'll be able to see classes, the free classes available. We have a Fix a Leak class available to customers coming up to teach them how to fix common leaks within their home. We also have been making a big push to reach the Spanish-speaking community. So right now we have an intern working on all the outreach to reach the Spanish community.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
And thank you for your efforts.
thank you.
And taking the responsibility when he asked you the question, are you responsible? And I'm like, man, lady. Thank you. The question that I have, there are times when we do go through the funds that we have available for, toilet replacement and various things. Are we close to that limit now?
So for the rebates, so that's done through Metropolitan, and right now they still have a lot of funds available.
Okay,
So, yeah, that's on their end, so.
Thank you. And a suggestion. When neighborhood councils meet, we put out a packet. And I know that sometimes those chairs are not given information, or they aren't aware that they could get the information to make it at an announcement at a neighborhood council. It's a suggestion. Because I think these, like your weekly, you had just mentioned weekly classes and the drip irrigation and that stuff. I think that would be great to get us the information, and somebody on the council announces it to the public. We have no idea how many people watch these shows, but more information, more ears, the word gets around.
Yeah, that
That's us.
is a great suggestion about making the announcements. We do submit our flyers to be put in the packets. And then as well, we've just been doing outreach on social media, so using the city's social media, Instagram, Facebook, nextdoor.com, as well as getting out into the community. So showing up at farmers markets to distribute information on these great opportunities for customers.
And I'm getting down into the weeds a little bit here. We have people that receive all their information over the internet. If they apply, they get the weekly packet and everything. Would this be put into the weekly packet? Maybe this is city manager can look into it and get back to us later on, but this is something that I think would be beneficial.
Okay.
And I want to thank you for bringing up the fact that the city of Oxnard still describes this as a water situation, or whatever, however the exact term you used, because we're getting real close to March, and we haven't gotten the rain that we're supposed to get, so we're not out of the weeds at all.
Yeah, and it's in the media, a lot of people see California as out of the drought.
Yeah,
And that's not the case. It's very specific to local regions, and unfortunately here, our water supplies have not recovered since.
Driving around the county, you can see a tremendous flush of green from the grasses and everything that have grown right now, but it won't take long if we don't get more rain for it to dry up, and then boom, we're in the fire season right off the bat.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much for the presentation. This is one of the quickest Public Works meetings. Any more questions from the council members? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, complete, unanimous approval before bringing it to council. Thank you. Do either of the council members have items for future agendas? No? Okay. I'd like to adjourn the meeting and wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day coming up. Thank you very much.
What's it?
It's in the mail. It's in the mail.